Breaking news from the report zone, your trusted voice for global developments. In the early hours of this morning, a massive undersea earthquake struck off the eastern coast of Russia, sending shockwaves not only through the Earth's crust, but across the entire Pacific Ocean. The earthquake, measuring approximately 8.3 on the Richter scale, occurred near the Kuril-Kamchatka Trench, an area well known for its seismic volatility. The depth of the quake was reported at just over 60 kilometers below the seafloor, making it a powerful shallow quake, the kind most likely to generate tsunamis. Within minutes, the Pacific Tsunami Warning Center issued alerts stretching from the Russian Far East to Southeast Asia, the Pacific Islands, New Zealand, and all the way to the western coastline of the United States and Canada. The most urgent of these warnings was directed at Hawaii, which sits directly in the path of the tsunami's projected wave front. In Hawaii, tsunami sirens echoed through the night. Authorities acted swiftly, urging residents in coastal areas to evacuate to higher ground. Shelters were opened, emergency plans activated, and thousands of people took to the roads, some even on foot, to escape low-lying regions. Initial wave activity reached Hawaii's shores approximately 6 hours after the quake. Though not towering walls of water like in some disasters, the waves were strong and fast, with surges estimated between 1 to 3 feet, capable of sweeping debris inland and damaging vulnerable structures along the coastline. Flash flooding was reported in Hilo, while portions of Waikiki Beach saw abnormal tidal movements. Elsewhere in the Pacific, Japan and the Philippines implemented their own tsunami alerts. In Japan, high-speed trains were halted and hundreds of flights delayed or cancelled as coastal communities prepared for potential impact. The Japanese Meteorological Agency has emphasized caution, warning that tsunami patterns can be unpredictable and that secondary waves could be more powerful. In Russia's Kamchatka and Sakhalin regions, the shaking was intense. Local authorities reported tremors that lasted nearly 90 seconds, long enough to cause panic in cities like Petropavlovsk-Kamchatsky, where buildings swayed and power briefly flickered. Some older infrastructure sustained cracks and minor structural damage, but no casualties have been reported so far. The Kuril-Kamchatka Trench, where the quake occurred, is part of the Ring of Fire, a horseshoe-shaped belt of tectonic plate boundaries that circles the Pacific Ocean. It is home to nearly 75% of the world's active volcanoes and 90% of global earthquakes. This region, in particular, is the meeting point of the Pacific Plate and the Okhotsk Plate, making it one of the most volatile zones on Earth. Historically, similar quakes in this area have triggered destructive tsunamis, including one in 1952 that caused devastation both in Russia and Hawaii. What makes these events especially dangerous is not just the immediate impact, but also the unpredictability of aftershocks and secondary waves. Authorities across the Pacific are warning that the threat is not over. Aftershocks of magnitude 6.0 or higher are likely, and with them, the possibility of new wave activity. International aid agencies and local governments are now coordinating responses, particularly for island nations with fewer resources to handle such emergencies. Coastal surveillance is ongoing, and maritime warnings have been extended to commercial and cargo ships. Airports in Guam, American Samoa, and even parts of California have heightened security and are monitoring the situation closely. Civil defense teams are working around the clock. The good news for now is that no mass casualties have been confirmed. But the situation remains fluid, and much of the region is bracing for more movement, both geological and logistical. As we await further updates, here's what you need to know. Stay away from beaches and low-lying areas until all clear alerts are issued. Follow local emergency services and official communication channels. If you're in a tsunami-prone area, have an evacuation plan ready. These events unfold faster than most realize. And remember, the first wave is not always the biggest. Many fatalities during past tsunamis have occurred during secondary surges, hours after the initial strike. The planet we live on is alive, always shifting, always moving. Today's event is yet another reminder of the power of nature and the importance of preparedness. Our thoughts are with everyone affected, from the Russian Far East to Hawaii, Japan, and beyond. This has been the Report Zone. If you found this report informative, please like, subscribe, and stay tuned for updates as this story develops. We're here to bring you the facts, fast. No fluff, no panic, just clarity.